So my question for you is, how do you set boundaries with people who does not respect your identity as a trans?
One of my boundaries in any relationship, romantic or otherwise, is disrespect. I feel like disrespect is such a major red flag. I will not tolerate it in any capacity. And disrespect is not being called chakka to your face. That is obvious, right? But disrespect can be very subtle also. But as
Can you give an example when you say for you specifically what is?
yeah, so I think that as a trans person, something that happens, this is TMI, major TMI, telling you now only, sorry. In romantic relationships, something that I realize is when you're with a man, right, there is so much prejudice and transphobia in society that they get very embarrassed to be seen with you in public spaces. And when you're also someone that's known online or whatever, that gets worse because then, you know, you could be recognized and then they would be seen with you. And that is a hard boundary for me. If you're not proud of me, if you're not proud of my achievements and what I've done with my life, then you have no business being in my life. That's a solid boundary, you know. If you are not as proud of me as I am of myself, which itself has been such a hard thing to do, my own father is proud of me. Who are you? You know, it's like that. It's basic, but it's true.
But this is, I must say, thank you so much, first of all, for sharing so many of these things and doing it over and over again. I know that you have said this in so many different forums and, you know, you repeat yourself. And I feel
As
like,
we should,
yeah,
you
and,
know.
you know, and I know that there is a certain amount of labor that is put on you to be able to do this work. When I feel like now it is also the job and responsibility of society to be doing equal amount of labor in understanding it ourselves. You know, at the very least, it should be about empathy, right? And I feel like that is where most of our society struggles, even at this point of time. Like, you know, do you think that there is more acceptance? Do you think that there's a shift? Are things getting better?
I feel like in some ways, social media has made it better for us to have access to people. But a problem that didn't exist earlier is online harassment. Because someone is fine in a classroom, cool. But when they go back home and they're harassing you on Instagram or on any other platform, that can be really difficult for a child. And I see, you know, lots of kids dealing with harassment and like to the point of taking their own lives happen all the time. Every year there are cases that this happens. There was this child called RV, right? And his mother, Aarti Malhotra,
I know the
was
case, yeah.
a teacher at a particular school, and RV took his own life after being really badly harassed online and offline by his classmates. And I feel like it's unfortunate, but it does still happen. And in fact, with content creators and influencers and actors having a platform to share their opinions, if you're transphobic and misogynistic and have a platform,
Yeah.
that's dangerous. Some accountability for, you know, prejudice on social media does need to happen.
This is a question that I grapple with a lot, you know, because of course, with everything that we try to do at Yuvaa, we try to address it in some way. How do you inculcate empathy into a online generation of young people, you know? And I feel like right now we're living in a world where the loudest, most mean voices also get the most retweets, they get the most, you know, likes,
Outreach and
yeah,
things
they
like
get the
that,
most reach. So when that is your reality, when algorithms also in many ways are pushing cruelty or mean spiritedness as much as possible, how do you make empathy cool and inclusivity cool? And how do you inculcate it, you know, in spaces both offline and online? I'm sure there's some thought you must have given to this as well.
I think it's important for more and more of us to use that platform to talk about empathy and queerness and not use it as some sort of like joke, you know. Just as you do, you know, as someone with a platform, you make space for important conversations or conversations that can feature even in entertaining ways for that matter, right? Like a Badhai Do as a movie was wonderful.
Absolutely.
And it was very entertaining but also very wholesome. So people who want to create spaces online for change we'll do it. But even otherwise, to just build that conversation over and over and over until it's normal, that's important.
No, absolutely.
And so thank you for doing that. I appreciate that.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share.